Just really, again, excited about the win we had this past week against Tarleton. I thought the guys played really well. A little bit of a slow start offensively, but they got clicking right there before half and still hadn't slowed down. So I think scored on their final 6 possessions of the game, and so that was really good to see. Great crowd, great energy, students, band, sports staff, fans, boosters. Everybody has a role in this winning streak we've got rolling. It was really good to get win number 13. No one was going to say anything, but everybody knew it was number 13 and everything that goes along with that number for those of us that are superstitious. So this is a great win, conference win, and convincing win. And I think, guys were really excited about it because they'd put in a good week of work, and so it's always good to see that pay off. Now we turned the page, obviously, a few days ago towards Southern Utah, who's got a really up-and-coming ball club. They're 3-4 right now. I've already surpassed their win totals from last year. Coach has done a good job there, bringing in some new talent and really just some energy to that program. These guys are, probably the hardest playing team I've seen on film yet. They're going to play for 60 minutes and give you all that and then some, and have lost some really close games, the games they haven't been able to pull out. This past week they went on the road to Abilene and beat them up and down the stat sheet, just not on the scoreboard, and ended up I think 3 points short there. 21-18 was the final there. And I feel like you've got to be 14 points better than your opponent in this league to win on the road. And so that tells you, how they stack up to those guys, and lost on a 2-point play against Tarleton State. So it'll be we'll have our hands full Saturday at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock their time, 1 o'clock ours. I get confused which way I'm flying. Anyway, 1 o'clock their time, 2 o'clock Texas time. It'll be a good football game out in a unique environment in Eccles Stadium. We're excited to get out there and tee it up and see what happens.
Nathan?
Yeah, Coach, as far as their guys are concerned, I know I ask you this pretty much every week, but any specific players of theirs that you're looking to slow down or stop to get the win?
They've got a receiver, number 8. I know him as number 8. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but boy, howdy, he can really run and do some things. Their offensive line has played well. We're going to have to be really strong up front. Defensively, they play as hard as a team I've seen in every facet of it. You watch them on PAT block, which I think is an area you can always gauge a team by. How hard they play and what they've got to them. And, I mean, they're sound, they're coming after you. And so they're going to be really tough, I think, to move the ball on. They've given up some big plays at times through the year. And so hopefully we can get loose a time or two on them. But they're going to play hard, and effort and running the football, stuff like that makes up for mistakes. And so points will be hard to come by. They'll have to be earned on Saturday. So really good ball club.
Yeah. Do you have any sort of pre-game, or not pre-game, do you have any sort of routine when you're on the road as far as do you do any sightseeing as a team or anything like that?
We have at times, if we've got time. 2 years ago, we had Memphis as the last game of the year, and we went out a couple days early and went to the Lorraine Motel, the National Civil Rights Museum, had a great experience there as a team, and got to eat at a couple world-class barbecue joints there in Memphis. And last year on the road out to Alabama, we went a day early and again kind of did a stop off, kind of drove out of the way and went through Selman, walked the Edmund Pettus Bridge, which was a unique experience to walk along the footsteps of Giants there. And so if there's an opportunity, it's kind of hard right now during the school year with school going on to get out there early and do anything. So in terms of this trip, it's a business trip, especially with a 1 o'clock kick. Makes it really tough. We're going to be hitting the ground out there. We'll practice here Friday morning, fly out there, hit the ground, do meetings, go to bed, get up, do a walkthrough, and then we're playing. And so good thing about it, I appreciate them kicking the thing off at 1 o'clock because we'll actually be back in Texas on the ground about 10 p.m., which is really nice on a road game out in Utah. So should get a fairly decent night's sleep on Saturday night and get ready for the next week.
Yeah, good deal. So everybody can come out of the last week healthy and everything?
Last week, yeah, I think we fairly healthy. We had one that had an injury that we had to get to the hospital and do some checkup on and everything, but he turned out okay. Nothing major. He's back practicing with us today, and so kind of a much to do about nothing, thank goodness. But for the most part, really healthy through that game. Still trying to get some guys back from the ACU game. There's 3 or 4 guys that weren't able to play this past week, and so they're working hard. Our training staff's working hard and get those guys back. A couple of them this week, and excited about that.
Yeah. So that's all I got for you at the moment, Coach.
Special teams coach. ACU had 2 block kicks, and you had the punt return against Tarleton. Is that starting to uptick for you right now?
Yeah, we've always, prided ourselves on our special teams units and caught the punch they never see coming. I think we finished 2nd overall in the country last year, and the metrics that they keep special teams on with the analytics and everything. So we're pleased with that. And this year we were off to a great start. I did not play well 2 weeks ago there in the Battle of the Piney Woods with our special teams units, but, we've really, it's been a point of emphasis there even more so than in weeks past. And you've seen that, seen the guys respond in a very positive way and have really played a role. ACU, the 2 block punts, and then the field goal return, the long field goal at the end. I mean, I think everybody that's in the stadium saw how important it was for that game. And then this past week, get us kick started. Xavier's 84, 86-yard kick return, whatever it was. And I think a lot of that's set up from the week before. When you block 2 punts, boy, howdy, that punt team that you're fixing to face, they're going to be stepping back and protecting a little bit more, trying to make sure they don't get one, blocked. And a lot of times that outkick their coverage a little bit, which seemed to happen there on that one. And Xavier made them pay. But guys have really been playing well. Special teams will be big this week because it's going to be a windy game. I think field position will come at a premium, and so we're going to have to really, I think, play well in all phases of the special teams and hopefully gain an advantage there.
You talk about Miles Hurd, 57 tackles. Next closest is 27 tackles. I mean, he's just all over the place. Seems like he's able to find the ball. Yeah,
he's had another really good year. Always, cringe just a little bit when your safety's leading your team in tackles because that's the last line of defense. I'd rather it be a nose guard that leads your team in tackles. But Miles has been awesome, and we get him involved down there and screw him down in the box a little bit. But he is a tackling machine. They call him the hitman for a reason, and he really has elevated his game. He's done a great job, I think, growing as a player in terms of his communication, his command there in the back end. He had to learn a whole new system, which speak volume to him. He's graduating in December and has provided 4 quality years here. I mean, it was yesterday we were out there on the sideline there, wide-eyed together at McLean Stadium playing Matt Rule and the Baylor Bears, and so here we are now in his 4th year and just tickled to death for him. I think he's been Player of the Week a time or two and just having a terrific campaign this fall.
Miles Reed, 137-yard effort, career high, including his time at Hawaii. Broke out. Just talk about his effort.
Yeah, we teased him, that he was the senior captain, went out there and swung the axe to bring us on the field, and he hit it and stuck it. We've had trouble with that in the past. We're giving axe swinging lessons now just so we don't embarrass ourselves as we have a time or two. But he got us started off right there, swinging the axe, and it never slowed down Saturday. And it was a career game for him, had some more yards in the receiving side of things, and did a really good job with his pass protection and just an all-around complete game. And tickled to death for him. He's been banged up through his 2 years here, last year especially, but even this year he's had a couple injuries, and so it was great to see him have the success he did Saturday night. And we've always known it's there, and we felt like we could run the ball against Tarleton, and we're able to. And there at the end, I mean, we were imposing our will. When you rush for 250 yards, that's pretty good, and you're going to win most of those games as we did Saturday. But it was nice to just be able to, lean on the old line up front there, and Miles have such a big game. Jarrell Wembley again added to that. They complement each other very well coming out of the backfield. But tickled to death for Miles. All right, appreciate it. Axum.